So when you have sex, you release this hormone called
Oxytocin. Oh man, she about to get into it. I'll let her explain, and then if there's anything that I want to add on, I'll just add on to it. But she seems like she's about to break it all the way down.
known as the cuddle hormone. And if you're a woman, you can quite literally become blind to seeing all the red flags or pink flags of the person you're dating. So
Peace. What's going on, y'all? My name is Onaje Smart. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today I'm going to be going over some of the best relationship advice on the internet. We're going to start off with TikTok and then maybe go through Instagram and YouTube as well. I'll be going over some of the best advice, some of the worst advice, and I'm going to probably make this a series. So go ahead, click the link below, subscribe, like, and let me know what you think about these videos. What do you think about the advice that the people are giving on the internet? And then let me know what you think about my response to their advice, coming from a therapist perspective and a coach perspective. Let's get into it.
4 things they could say on a first date that show you that they're not interested in you. Number 1, I have to wake up really early tomorrow. Cutting the date short and ending it before it's actually supposed to end is a huge sign that they're not interested.
Okay, first point that she's making is absolutely true. If somebody's already making an excuse to get out of the date, that's telling you that they are not interested. Unless they have some actual valid excuse for why they have to leave and they are rescheduling when they want to see you again, that's a sign that they're just not interested. And it's okay, it's time for them to move on, and it's time for you to move on. So I would say great advice for that first video.
Is a huge sign that they're not interested. Number 2, I'll call you. Another empty promise. If they really wanted to call you, they would just do. And number 4,
ask a matchmaker. You probably have heard me talk about the 12-date rule. But some of you are new followers, so you've probably not heard me talk about this to exhaustion. So today I will talk to you about the 12-date rule. Now, the number is irrelevant. I picked 12 because I like the number 12. 12 signs, 12 months, it's digestible. But here's what you need to know about the 12-date rule.
Okay.
So first off, what's this rule? Basically, I want you to wait to have sex until you hit 12 dates. Now, before you freak out, I'm going to give you the math to 12 dates.
Okay, first off, I'm fascinated. She got me hooked. This is just great. Just her presentation, the way she's putting stuff out there and presenting things. Even if the advice is terrible, her presentation is great. It's excellent, A1. So I'm curious. She's got me hooked. Let's see what she says next. What's the math?
This is going to be a multi-part series. Follow for part 2. Here we go. The 12-date rule is a suggestion that I have about waiting 12 dates until you have sex. Here is the math. 1 date is equal to a minimum of 20 minutes, a maximum of 3 hours. You can have up to 2 dates in 1 day. So let's say you meet with someone for brunch on Saturday and then you go for a walk and 8 hours have passed. A lot of us have had really long dates. Even though it's 8 hours, it counts as 2 dates. So minimum 20 minutes, maximum 3 hours,
Okay.
maximum 2 dates in 1 day. Phone dates count, Zoom dates count, as long as they're a minimum of 20 minutes. But in those 12 dates, you have to have at least 3 physical dates. And I will suggest that your first physical date should happen within 7 days.
Yo, I'm seeing nothing wrong with this so far. This is great. This is great advice because depending on what you want, if you actually are looking for a relationship, obviously if you're looking for sex, just go straight for the sex. That's on you. But yeah, if you're looking for an actual relationship, you want there to be these moments of connection and engaging with each other and getting to know each other in a genuine way. Time spent, quality time, to know if you're a good match before you get intimate with somebody.
Of talking on the phone, Zoom, whatever. And why all this? Follow for part 3. I'll break it down. In the previous parts, I talked about the math behind how to get to 12 dates. Let's talk about why now. So when you have sex, you release this hormone called
Oxytocin. Oh man, she about to get into it. I'll let her explain, and then if there's anything that I want to add on, I'll just add on to it. But she seems like she's about to break it all the way down.
Known as the cuddle hormone. And if you're a woman, you can quite literally become blind to seeing all the red flags or pink flags of the person you're dating. So my suggestion is to just wait a little bit. Discover if you actually like this person and figure out if they have the red flags you're not looking for. What do I mean by that? Figure out what they're like on a bad day, what they're like on a good day.
Absolutely.
What they're like when you're having a bad day, and more importantly, what they're like when you're having a good day.
Yo, she is spitting facts. I don't see anything wrong with what she's saying right now. This is probably some of the best advice that I've heard. I think she says she's a relationship coach. I'm not familiar with her, but great advice. So far, I would say this is like A+. You know, if I'm rating it 10 out of 10, I think is what I would give it. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Good job. What is her name? I gotta check out her name.
Intentionally spending time dating, talking, you'll discover a lot of that. There's obviously going to be a part 4. This is part 4. And now we're going to talk about how to get to 12 dates. If you're like some people, you're probably used to...
Oh man, she's breaking down how. Oh, this is great advice, y'all. This is great advice. I'm glad that this information is out there. I'm not sure how many people are applying it. That's a whole other story. But this is great that this is out there. I'm trying to figure out her name, but it's kind of like blocked. It's all blurry. But I'm gonna try to get her name so that I can shout her out and just give her credit for these. These are some of the things that I advise my clients on all the time. So she's doing a great job as far as I'm concerned. Hey, keep spreading that knowledge. We need more healthy relationships for those who actually want to get in those. Again, for those of y'all just trying to have fun, I ain't judging y'all at all. That's your stage of life that you're in. Do your thing. But for those that want to take it more seriously, when it comes to a relationship and a commitment, then you really do need to make sure that you're vetting and doing the proper preparations in order to get out there and have good outcomes in the dating field, because it's rough out here. It's rough out here. If you're not prepared, get ate up by the wolves. Happens.
How to get to 12 dates. If you're like some people, you're probably used to having sex by date 5. And that is okay. If you want to keep doing that, by all means, keep doing that. So as you're getting to know them, you're a few dates in and you like them, and you want to wait to 12 dates, here's what you say. You can say stuff like, well, Matchmaker Maria told me to wait 12 dates. It's cool. People use me all the time.
Matchmaker Maria, that's her name. Okay, shout out to her.
Or you could say, listen, I would like to wait to have sex, but I need you to know 3 things. 1, I really like you. 2, I'm great in bed. Lie if you have to. And 3, I will tell you the moment I am ready. This will clear the hurdle of any hesitation, insecurity, or just doubt that the person you're speaking to might experience when you tell them you'd like to wait to have sex. Part 5, why this is a really great idea. But now
that's not bad advice. I could see it going a different way depending on how you word it. So I always say this. It's not always about what you're saying, but how you say it. Your presentation, your delivery, your tone of voice all matters when it comes to delivering, especially messages sensitive to intimacy, sensitive to your relationship and the connection that you have with the person that you're trying to build something with. So if you aren't careful about the way that you're going about wording stuff, it can go awry. So I would be a little bit careful with that, but I mean, there's risk to every technique. So there's no like guaranteed anything in this world. So relationships, putting your heart out there, it's always gonna be a risk.
Part 5, why this is a really great idea. But now I'm gonna tell you why this is a really great idea. So 9 out of 10 times, people kind of fall in love by the time they get to 12 dates. But also a lot of people break up before 12 dates. Because you have intentionally decided to date each other and get to know each other without the distraction of sex, because sex is distracting, especially good sex, you can discover a lot about their values, their lifestyle, and their temperament. Are they really the person that you actually like? And what is the worst thing that could happen here if you wait? That they decide this isn't worth it. I don't want you to date someone who doesn't think you're worth waiting for. Or you fall in love? Well, that would be great. If you're following me, maybe you want to fall in love. Maybe you want to have sex with someone that could potentially be the future parent of your child. I don't know. This is just a different way to approach sex. Follow for part 6.
All right, A1 advice again. Again, there's no way to guarantee whether or not presenting it in that way might like have a guy retreat, but like she says, the guy that might retreat from that is probably valuing sex a little bit higher in the relationship, but he also might not like the way that it might seem or come off as almost an ultimatum or controlling how and when things go down in a way that is all about you and not considering him. You know what I mean? So again, how you would word that would be very key to whether that could go very well. It could still go well either way, but it could go another way depending on the guy. But no matter what, I think her vetting process would show you the kind of guy you're dealing with. And then from there, ladies, it would be your choice and your decision on what you want to do. Yeah, I think she's doing some great work and putting out some great advice and content out there. So I'm loving this so far. This is great. I thought I was gonna see some bad advice, so I'm pleasantly surprised.